For years of my life, I struggled with a very harsh internal voice, and it said things to me in the way that how I was parented. So how my original attachment figures, how they spoke to me. So what was happening was that the environment I grew up in, and I did grow up in the role of the family scapegoat, I internalized all the repetitive phrases and voices that I heard from the primary caregivers. So they were very harsh, very critical. So for years, for decades of my life, I then struggled with like a voice in my mind that said things like, you're not good enough, this isn't perfect, you need to do this again, who do you think you are, you'll never amount to anything, and you don't know what you think. So I developed this internal gaslighting myself and a lot of self-doubt. So how that showed up in, for example, my professional life, and it did impact all areas of life. So in my professional life, I would have a lot of chronic procrastination and busy work, but not work that moved the needle of my business forward. And for example, tweaking my website or redoing content that didn't need to be redone, etc. And it was very frustrating because I knew it was there. I knew what was happening, despite years of therapy, it was still there. And it was quite stubborn. So I was very frustrated with it and very impatient. I was there like, this is holding me back big time. Like I'm self-sabotaging because of this internal voice. So what I came to understand and learn through my years of trauma research and learning and healing with this role of the family scapegoat is that we parent ourselves the way that we were parented. So that's the default setting. So what changed? How did I recover from this? I learned how to work with this part. I saw it as not me, not my mind, that I have like one mind, one track thinking mind. But it's much easier to think of it, okay, this is a part of me. This is a trauma adaptation. I wasn't born with this voice inside my head. This is because of my environment. And I knew from my trauma teaching, trauma education, that it was a protective part. It did have, it was trying to keep me safe. So it was a survival mechanism. So from various different understandings and peeling back some of the layers, then I was able to view this part of me with understanding and self-compassion. It took a while to get there, but I got there. And the result of which was transformational. So today in my life, I can share that I don't have chronic procrastination. I don't self-sabotage so much as I used to. And it doesn't hold me back in the same way that it used to. So I've been able to definitely like reduce the intensity of this inner bully. I do not experience like harsh, critical voices are not coming at me like when I try to move forward in my life, because that is the time where and I call this part the inner bully, because it is, absolutely vicious. And it's like an inner debate happening in your mind. It is exhausting. It does use up a lot of energy that could be deployed to other areas of our life. So I have been, delighted to get past this challenge in my life. And yeah, I'm able to live my life normally, and my professional life is much easier, I will say. So when I get up in the morning, sit at my desk, I don't have a voice saying, well, you're behind and you need to hurry up and there's not enough time. So it's just much more calm and easier. Things are easier. And it's impacted all areas of my life positively, not to have this inner battle going on anymore. And when I worked with my clients over the past 6 years, I see that they also suffer from this, despite being in therapy for 30 years and going through all the modalities. So it's a specific thing for the family scapegoat. So I've put together a training, and I have developed an online course about this. If you would like to hear me talk about this more, and in my free training, which I have, I go through it and explain, okay, well, what is the inner bully? How is this specific if you grew up in the role of the family scapegoat? What's involved with this? Why, despite all my years of, doing my healing work, has it not subsided? Why is it still wreaking havoc in my life? And what do I need to do to heal and recover from this? And that is what I cover in my training, which is released on Monday. And you'll find the link around this video. And at the end of that training, I will be telling you more about the online course if you're interested in going deeper with that. And yeah, I hope to help you heal from this aspect of family scapegoating abuse, which I know is super, super painful. And wishing you a wonderful day. And you'll find the link to the free training somewhere near this video.